goal is to be a free and equal society in which nobody gets a head start into success. There was a quote that I found saying that affirmative action was never meant to be permanent, and now is truly the time to move on to some other approach.
So I'd also like to say for all the guys out there, I'm sorry if Sierra offended you. She said that she questioned your ethical, moral values. I believe that you all have very strong moral compasses. So, anyways, and I'd also like to weaken another point that they said that 13.4% of handicapped or disabilities, they have 13.4% job unemployment compared to somebody without disabilities with 7.9%. You also have to take into account the blocks, the mental, physical blocks that they have while that has them be unemployed. You can't have, although it is good to have people who can fulfill the task, sometimes they cannot fulfill it at the end of the semester. So I do think that you should really consider that for that 13.4%. And that might attribute to the end point. You guys have anything to say about that?
Women being treated in society like degraded and a whole bunch of other fields, I agree with that right now, but there are programs in place before they get to the workforce, before they get to college, to help them succeed. If they want to go into those programs, there are plenty of things to help them get there.
Plenty of them.
Now in today's society, how you said how now we look at men wanting to do all the work and they provide everything for the family. It's not like that anymore. There's no girl now who's like, okay, I'm just gonna let the guy do everything for me, let's provide for me. Every girl now wants to be the one to provide and take care of themselves. So that's how you ask them, saying how the guys didn't care about women providing. They really don't anymore. It's just in today's society, they're just whatever. They can provide, I can provide for myself. That's all that really matters now. And it's not really it's not like saying.
Yeah, and I see that also brings up another point. Whenever you consider, let's consider a job for a sports team. Whenever you apply for a sports team, or whenever you try to go out for a sports team, you have there's a JV usually in a varsity. This is a question. Do you think that somebody should be considered for their race, gender, socioeconomic status when trying to get on the varsity or trying to get onto the team that is selected?
No. First of all, I don't see exactly.
So, if that is applied to jobs, then how come that is so different? If a sports team, if we can apply it like a job, where meritocracy brings you up to the top, and they're both very similar, and she just said
15 seconds.
And she just said that someone should not be considered due to that. That is my argument.
Alright. 1 minute break and then free form.
They'll win. They win.
Thank
thank you.
The percentage I had were those available to work, those able to work. 16. It's actually 14.6%.
You should have mentioned that.
Okay, well I'm sorry. Okay, 14.6% is for those who are not who are elderly, who cannot. Disabled people bring about so much more to the table. They are good at so many things that us normal people, not normal, but just non-disabled people are we can't do. They can remember things better. They can do things faster. And jobs for them is so important because it gives them independence. It gives them something that they're able to do and run their lives in a way that sometimes they aren't able with their disabilities. And this also brings something to the table for that company. Also, they have that. It helps what should I say? It kind of helps give the experience with other people. It lets the people in the company be around someone with a disability. So it actually benefits the company.
It's well-rounded. And Michael, by the way, I like how you throw me under the bus all the time concerning to the audience. But guess what? I really don't care concerning the men in this audience. And Anna, you also said, Anna, you also said, when a guy said yes to having a woman that is, they didn't care, they didn't really care. But Michael just threw me under the bus and all the guys were like, yeah, we don't care, we want pride. Okay, and by the way, let's go back to the affirmative action with your whole little sports cause here about shutting me off. I like that too. But by the way, here it says, by PBS and California Newsreel, or we suggest that differential outcomes may simply result from difference in natural ability or motivation. So when we go back to sports, let's go back to the sports. Black men can jump. What, have you heard that? I've heard that many times. The black guy can jump higher, the black guy jumps higher, blah, blah, blah. Let's happen. However, sociologist Dalton Conley's research shows that we compare the performance of families across racial lines who make not just the same income but also hold similar net worth. A very interesting thing happens. Many of the racial disparities in education or graduation rates, welfare usage, or other outcomes disappear. The performance gap between whites and non-whites is a product not of nature but of equal circumstances. This is for the job workforce. This is not just.
Sarah, put it in your own words, a couple sentences, and let them go.
Basically, what I'm saying is your whole little varsity thing does not make sense with this business aspect.
You said racial.
Okay, I'm just going to say that what I proved whenever I asked you that, I wasn't meaning to throw you under the bus or anything like that. What I tried to prove to people is that just like sports, in a job you get up through meritocracy.
A job in a sport is not the same thing. Unless you're playing professional, then I understand. But in a high school job,
How is that not the same thing? The big companies are not going to hire the freshman players on the team. They're not going to hire the freshmen. They're going to hire those that have the same merit qualification.
But if you're really good at it, why not? You start off at the bottom.
Yeah, start from the bottom. They're going to be there because of their qualifications.
And if they're already there, they're well qualified and they can fit the position.
The people who are getting the jobs are well qualified.
Exactly.
It's not just because of their race. Only affirmative action is because people can't overlook what is on, like what is their color or what is.
Okay, I don't know why it's not. It still exists today.
It still exists today. Whenever we consider discrimination, that's a matter of human values. We're considering like how someone judges someone.
Humans run these companies. Like, it's human values, so they're running this. So they are.
If a job coordinator
So people's human values don't affect who they hire?
If a job coordinator has a different he has different morals, then they're not going to hire someone whether or not they are of different race, gender, socioeconomic status. That's up to them. What we're talking about is whenever you have two people that deserve to get in, and no other outside factors, you're saying that someone's going to be unequally put up.
Okay, but these things is this hypothetical where like the minority is less qualified than the white and get the job. That happens so little. Like that rarely ever happens. Usually, the African American is more qualified, so he gets the job. It's not because he's African American that gets it. It's because he worked hard and got up the ladder and got that job. It's not because he's like they wouldn't hire someone who is less qualified. That barely ever happens.
And Christina, you were saying that it's not the companies that are the racism, it's the people. Who run the companies, Christina? People run the companies. We don't have robots running the companies.
You're talking about within the companies how men are discriminating women, or how races are discriminated, correct?
Guess
The
what?
leader of the company.
Guess what? Guess what? When you go to an interview, does a woman go into the interview wearing nothing but a baggy t-shirt and jeans? No, she knows that if she looks well and she's going to go to an interview with a CEO who's a big major CEO who's also a male, regardless of race, she will dress her best and make sure she's presentable and look pretty. Because that is an appeal from the male.
Males not do that too.
Not necessarily. No, not at all. Not necessarily.
Dress to impress people who are not dressed to impress. Okay, if you're a guy, you walk into an interview in t-shirt and jeans.
Let him get
Guys,
paid.
you're not going to come in a t-shirt and rip jeans.
Okay,
Okay.
as a sports media person who ran the company, he stated that women's role is to put on short skirts, tight sweaters, and carry pom-poms. They grab our beer, fix our buffalo wings, and they look cute while reporting to us the return of the player who limped off the field is
And
questionable.
this is the CEO. What if he was hiring a woman?
Who's
What?
hiring?
Is that not an archaic concept? Honestly. It is. No, it is a concept.
Okay, but
is
that's
that just
why
that
we
one
want-
person?
Well, he's a CEO. What if everyone feels the same way, but they're not verbally committing it just like he is?
The women are doing that to themselves if they want to go in there, if they want to dress like that, if they want to act
They're
like
not
that.
dressing like that. Obviously,
they should.
Guys, this is the real world, okay? When you go out
Let's
there,
be real about it. Let's be real about the diversity. Oh my God.
Now let's get up for that. Come on.